Fernando, go ahead.
Do you foresee EXP really expanding their business department at all in the near future?
Yes. And I know that there are a lot of things in the works. I know they're looking at a lot of at software, CRMs for business brokerage, things like that. I know there's a lot of interest in business brokerage and really expanding it. I think that as a business broker, and because I've been doing it for so many years, business brokerage is very different from selling real estate, okay, in a lot of ways.
Oh, yes, I'm very familiar.
Yeah, so the tools that we need are different. And yes, the company is very interested in it, but the company, EXP Commercial, is a startup. Okay, EXP Realty has been around since 2010, I think. But EXP Commercial was only started November of 2020. So it's basically a startup. They've got, what, 800 agents now, most of which are commercial. So they've got to get the tools and tech and all that in place for the majority of their agents, which is going to be commercial real estate, right? Business brokers are probably less than 1/10 of 1% of the agents out there on the planet. So we kind of have to figure out how to fend for ourselves. So will they get it? They are very interested in it. They are looking into a lot of different things. How long it takes for them actually to get approved by corporate and brought to the general public of the agents and the business brokers that are within the EXP, I don't know. And as a business broker, you really can't wait for it. You've got to partner up, or connect with other business brokers, see what they're doing, and put your own tools and your own tech in place so that you can follow suit, so that you can conduct business.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And that's just my opinion, right? Because I'm just an agent. I'm a broker and a broker associate with EXP, but I'm not with corporate. So there's a lot of stuff that corporate does that I have no knowledge about. But there's a lot of things that they're working on that I hear bits and pieces about, but I don't like to share that information because sometimes it completely falls through. And I don't want to set people up for disappointment when they think something's coming down the pipeline and then it disappears, right? So that's all I can tell you. Is they are looking into a lot of different solutions. They are talking to a lot of teams, business broker teams that they're trying to bring in, larger teams, and larger, and when I say larger, I mean, like, I hear every once in a while they tell me they're talking that there's a group of 85 business brokers that's going to be coming on board. It's like, well, that's awesome. That would be a pretty decent size office, right? Because I don't think I've come across any business brokers that had an office that size. So if that's the case, then great. But I've been hearing that for several months and I haven't seen it happen yet. So they're still in talks, they're still in negotiations, there's still a lot going on, but it's not actual yet.
Yeah, I've been to a few meetings with Michelle Pauley and Dr. Bill, and they were talking about business brokerage and the direction of where it's heading and whatnot, but they really haven't got too nitty-gritty with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you think, like I said, it goes back to the fact that there's 800 agents. Of those 800, I doubt there's even, if you go look on Biz by Sell and search for EXP Commercial, not Biz by Sell, on IBBA, anybody who was new in business brokers that was interested in becoming a business broker in EXP was required to join the IBBA. So if you go out on ibba.org and you search for EXP Commercial, last time I did it, which hasn't been recently, but there was like 74, 75 agents out there with EXP Commercial. The question is, how many of them actually renewed when their membership came up from a renewal? because I would guarantee that a lot of them signed up because they had to in order to be able to sell businesses within EXP. They got connected to a mentor or whatever, but if their primary focus is really on commercial real estate and not on business brokerage, then there's a very high probability that when that renewal bill came, they just said, eh. So I don't know how many there actually are now within EXP. I would say true hardcore business brokers where that is their primary focus, as opposed to commercial real estate being their primary focus, maybe a dozen to 15, maybe 20 tops. I don't know. You know, it's hard to try and get a list from corporate because they're so busy with other things. So we're working on trying to put together a list of people who actually have a signed business broker addendum to their independent contractor agreement. And we want, you know, we're trying to get a list by state of who's actually authorized to sell businesses within EXP commercial. And then the other thing is people come and go, right? So you may have somebody who joined EXP commercial, they signed the business broker addendum to their ICA, and, you know, they stayed for 8 months, 10 months, a year and a half, whatever, and then they left EXP commercial and now they're off with a different firm. And so, you know, we don't have that data. We don't have I don't have access to that data. So we are working on that. You know, I've talked to Dr. Bill, I've talked to some other people about it. We are working on trying to pull something together.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. All right.